I was impressed with that move you pulled. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's G, it's Double MD, the undefeated, undisputed YouTube champion. That's right, it's the Maverick, Mark Daniels, here with episode 149 of our Fire Emblem Three Houses Let's Play. And guys, if you missed last episode, we did some more auxiliary battles, battling in the forest. Well, today, we have a bunch of supports, cutscenes to go through. But before we do that, of course, our good friend Sun Kavon dropped a bunch of tips and tricks for us to kind of deal with. And they also mentioned, and this is a good point, that I don't have to like rush these supports for, the people that we're like one away with right away. So I think what we'll do today, just so we can kind of lessen the load a little bit, is we'll watch the ones that aren't just one away, the ones that are higher than one away, and then we'll come back and watch the other ones. Maybe after we do some exploring so that we can kind of filter them in and out, but just focus on the ones that are more than one away, right? So we'll be doing that, but also let me just scroll down here. We got some things that we're gonna do before we jump into it. First things first. Did we already do the certifications? I do not remember. I think we did, yeah, because one of them got through. Leone. So we do want Holy Knight, Sun Kavon had mentioned. But I mentioned that maybe she won't get the resilience increase. I think. Is it this many that you can tell if you get it or not? See, resilience at 20. So it looks like we'll be getting +3. Is that right? If we get this, so we might as well do it. She fell. That's fine. We can try again later. It's not a big deal. Alright, and then I think that's all of them for now. Maybe Ignatz and Bow Knight. Oh, we already have Bow Knight. I thought we did. That's alright. We can switch him back to Bow Knight if necessary. I do want to switch some classes around too before we jump into the next battle. We might do that in this episode. We'll see. Alright, so let's see. I also want to give Lorenz a bow. If we have a spare one, we might. Yeah, just a regular training bow will do just fine. Let's see what else is there that we can do now. Give Lycithia Uncanny Blow. Let's see. Let's go to abilities. So we want Uncanny Blow. Yeah, I mean it is good. I just don't know what to get rid of. I guess the HP. You let me know if I make the right decision here. If I want to get rid of the HP. Obviously we won't finish below. We want Faith. Well, I think we specifically want Reason for sure. Faith, I really, well, we heal with her a lot, so maybe we keep the Faith for sure. Dexterity, I think we keep. I think we get rid of the HP. But you let me know if I made the wrong choice there. What else do we have here? Let's see, Lorenz the bow. Got that. Swap out the battalion for our good friend Lorenz. Battalion. Change for the Gloucester Knights. There we go. And scrolling up. And then Holy Knight for Leone. Yeah, we'll definitely get that for sure. I believe that's everything that I needed. Oh, hold on. One more thing. Claude. Claude needs... Let's see. he needs the alert stance. Now, we already swapped out authority out for something else. Oh, probably the Ox Prowess, huh? We can switch out the Axe Prowess for next. We're going to switch everybody back into the regular classes for this mission. Just so that we can maybe, because we might have trouble, because I mean it's a chapter mission, so I'm kind of on the fence about trying to do, use some of these like off classes. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't worry about it, but I'm a little worried about it. And I guess while we're here, we can go and switch his, should we just do that for everybody real quick? That we want to reclass? I guess we could. So we're going to bring him back to his Barbarossa. Easy for me to say. Although, for Claude, maybe it's not as big of a deal. The reason why it's more of a big deal for like Lorenz, because I can't use his magic, right? Not fighter. Not noble. It's Brigand, yeah. He'll be fine. Now Lorenz, on the other hand, and I know he just gave him a bow. Let's put him back at Dark Knight. And then we'll switch him back when we do some auxiliary missions. Marianne and Lycithia are fine. Leonie's good. Flane. I could just make Flane an adjacent for this battle. So we might keep her the same as she is now. Catherine is fine where she's at. Shamir. Same thing. I could make her an adjacent as well. That is something I can consider. I think otherwise, I guess I could put Yohane back to an enlightened one just for the battle, and then switch her back. The only thing is I have to remember to switch people back. That's the only thing. I'll just write something. I'll write a little note to myself, just in case I don't record those auxiliary battles today. Fire Emblem, Three Houses. Lorenz and Yohane. Okay. Alright, so we're good there. So okay, let's go check out some of these here support cutscenes. So, grab my list here. So for Claude specifically, these are all one-offs. And I guess I don't really need it because it's literally lists, the rank there, huh? So I think we can pass on him for now. If we have time, because this whole episode will probably be dedicated to these supports, I'll go back and watch a couple more till we hit that 30-minute mark. But for now, alright. So they got that last arrow up there above the A. That's it. That's all we need to worry about there. Okay, so she's good. Watch all of them. We're gonna be good. We're not gonna need to watch any of these right now. So then I guess we'll just start watching them at that case, right? There we go, Balthus, perfect. Watch this one. Let me mark this off real quick.
Do you have a moment?
So this puts them at one more for their support. Because chances are we probably won't bring Balthus with us. If we do, we'll try to adjacent him with Claude.
Well, it's the little lady of House Ordelia. What can I do for you?
Volume seems fine.
You piqued my interest when you spoke about my parents coming to your rescue.
Oh, right. Forgot I let that slip. After I fled my home, I became something of a vagrant, getting into fights, borrowing money I couldn't pay back. The works.
Oh, I know all about it. You were quite the vagabond.
Wherever I went, I was treated like trash. Securing enough food to live on got harder and harder. It became clear that I wasn't welcome in Alliance territory. So, I decided to head over to the Empire. My big mistake was stopping by the Great Bridge of Murden on the way. Just my luck, some jerk of a minor lord north of the bridge was on a hunt for the bounty on my head.
Oh, that's awful.
Would have been fine if I'd been alone, but innocent folks were around. Didn't want to endanger them. That's when I turned tail. I ran until I couldn't run another step, and found myself in Ordelia territory. I knew Count Ordelia from when I was still with my family's house, so it seemed like a decent option. I was hoping our history would be enough to secure a place of sanctuary, but no such luck.
They refused to take you in?
Yeah, I could tell there was some reason behind it, but they told me to get out as fast as I could.
I imagine it was when the Empire was meddling with my family. We lived in shackles back then.
Makes sense. Still, I'm grateful. They gave me food and distracted the Empire's cronies so I could escape. I was half dead from starvation, so that meal saved my life. No joke. Your family's the real deal. Just imagine what the Empire would have done to me. I can tell you it wouldn't have been pretty.
I have no doubts. We weren't allowed contact with anyone from the outside. It was strictly forbidden.
I see. Well, that's when I vowed to find a way to repay them. One day I'll do just that.
And when do you intend to carry out this vow?
I love Lycithia's just straight up calling him out on it.
In due honesty, I don't see you as someone capable of carrying out vows right now, or even keeping your things together.
Can't argue with that. It'll take me a while to repay that debt, but I will. Just you wait and see.
Alright. So let's see. So that was Lycithia. That was just Balthus. Okay. Marianne. Nobody. Hilda. Sedith. Okay. We'll do this one. Let me mark that off.
Oh,
Excuse me.
I'd better slip away before he...
See, Sedith should be near the bottom of my list. Yep. And Hilda. Boom. Okay.
Ah, I see you are indulging in a bit of reading. You are fond of books, I take it?
Yes, reading's one of my favorite pastimes. I was just finishing up, actually, so I think I'll...
That is most fortuitous.
Fortuitous? How do you figure?
Come with me. I have a story to share with you.
Oh, story time with Sedith.
Once upon a time, deep in the cold mountains, there lived a lazy fox and an industrious squirrel.
A lazy fox, you say?
The squirrel worked tirelessly all day long, while the fox did nothing but lounge around and play. When autumn came, the squirrel hurriedly gathered up acorns for the winter. But the fox continued to play without a care. A biting winter fell upon the land. The mountains, caked in snow, concealed all nourishment from sight. The hungry fox went to the squirrel's dwelling, but the squirrel had locked up tight and gone to sleep. Every so often, the squirrel would wake, enjoy a nibble of an acorn, and then return to an easy slumber. The fox, on the other hand, with nowhere else to turn, was forced to scrounge for food in the bitter cold of the forest. Forlorn and hungry, he wandered in solitude all through the winter, until spring came once more. And so it is to this very day that foxes are denied the comforts of hibernation.
Ah, I really learned something about foxes. I read lots of fairy tales like that when I was little. But the lazy fox and the industrious squirrel, huh? That one I don't think I've heard before.
That is not surprising, considering I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it?
Not bad, Sedith.
I did. When Flame was young, she loved fairy tales more than anything. I would read them to her often. This one, however, is a more recent creation. I wrote it for the benefit of the children in the monastery. So, what do you think? I'm curious to hear what sort of impression it made on you.
It's so cute.
You found it to be cute?
I can just see it now. You writing fairy tales for your little sister. That's just the cutest thing. Honestly, to me, you usually come across as stern and overly perceptive. But now I know you have a sweet side, too. I feel like I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
That was good. Alright, so let's see, that was Hilda. Cyril, okay, yeah, that's just a one-off. Leonie. And Lorenz. Oh, here we go. Her and Felix and her and Eloise. So we got a couple for Leonie, so let me mark those off real fast.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I'll mark them both off real quick. Save us time in the future. And where's Alo? There's Eloise. Perfect. Okay. Alright, moving on.
How long did you expect me to stand here?
I did just say sorry, but I could say the same to you. You were pretty slow to settle on a time.
I can't help having a busy schedule. Plus, I thought you could use the extra time to prepare.
We could go back and forth like this all day. Or we could get started.
You were the one who kept me waiting. Let's begin.
On my signal?
Hurry up.
That's better. Okay, go!
Let's see what you... Huh? A picture?
That's right. How you feeling down there?
Coward!
Say what you want, but Captain Gerald taught me this one. You're heavier than you look.
I'll admit, I wasn't expecting that.
If this were for real, you'd be dead. Aren't you glad I put straw down there instead of spikes?
Yes. I underestimated you. I suppose your lateness was a ploy to distract me.
You're not wrong. I did it to rile you up. Draw you in. You're capable, confident. I was counting on that. So, what do you think about Captain Gerald's training now?
His technique worked and you won. What else is there to say? Winning is all that matters. You drew my attention to a major vulnerability. I'll need to be wary of traps. Thank you, Leonie.
Seeing as you're thanking me, can I ask you a favor? Will you come watch my next training session? I'd like a few pointers about fighting in close quarters.
The loser must pay tribute, I suppose. Yes, I'll help you train.
You will? Thanks!
Oh, Leonie. Big fan. Big fan of Leonie. Alright, so now Leonie and Alois.
Hey, Alois. Tell me another story about Captain Gerald, will you?
I've told you so many. I don't have an endless supply, you know. There is one that comes to mind, however. That time the captain nearly killed me.
What? What did you do?
Now, it wasn't that I had done anything wrong. That wouldn't be much of a story, would it? No. We were at an inn making merry. Suddenly, the other guests began to gather around the captain. They wanted him to put on a show, to entertain them with his skills.
Oh, I get it. They figured his aim would be great even while drunk.
That's right. He had a hatchet, and they asked him to hit targets with it.
A hatchet, huh? I guess a dagger would be too easy.
Indeed, indeed. Then the captain tells me,
Oh, God.
put this apple on your head and
The
stand
classic
over
apple on the head.
Ah, so he could knock it right off, huh?
Oh, perfect. Easy. One shot, right?
That was the idea, but the hatchet fell short of my head, nearly striking me square in the chest.
Oh, jeez.
If I hadn't gotten out of the way, that inn would have been my grave.
I knew it. That's our captain. So clumsy sometimes.
True. Injuries take their toll on a man's dexterity.
Oh, so that's why? I just remember him saying his hands were no good for finesse.
Now, regardless, a master swordsman, that Captain Gerald. Even with the hatchet, now that I think of it. I never saw him miss in the training yard.
Really? Seems unlike him to miss that apple, then.
Yes, that just dawned on me. Throwing that hatchet, he shouldn't have missed so badly.
Do you think maybe he was secretly angry with you?
I'm not sure. What if the captain was, in fact, trying to kill me?
Ha! No way. He must have known you would dodge the throw in time. Horsing around at the inn, deadly serious on the battlefield. Sounds just like him, doesn't it?
Yes, certainly an eccentric man. Sometimes, Leonie, you quite remind me of him.
That's probably the biggest compliment you can give Leonie. Alright. Felix and Flame. Okay. Let me mark that down real fast. Now again, I'm not really super worried about Felix and Flame right this second. But this is a byproduct of just using them on the battlefield, so that's not a bad thing. We'll take it.
Spectacular work, Felix!
Why are you here? You're interrupting.
Oh, my My apologies. I simply thought you were doing a great job.
Just how sharp is that blade of yours, Felix? Do you imagine you might be able to cut something cleanly with it?
Probably.
Ah, wonderful. I have a special request for you then.
You want me to cut this firewood?
I do. I shall toss them one by one to you, and you shall make a sweeping blow to slice them.
Sounds like a chore.
I saw a knight do it once, so surely you can as well. Or perhaps you are worried that you are not capable.
What? I am more than capable.
Right. Show me what you are made of. Here it comes.
Doing them one by one is tedious. Just throw them all at once.
All of them? If you insist. Here we go! Wow, you truly are spectacular.
I know.
I know.
You are undoubtedly the most revered woodcutter in all the land. Now I am intrigued. Next time, let us try an even larger woodpile.
Why did I agree to this?
Alright, Setteth and Flame.
Flame, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Just mark this off my list real quick. Okay, boom. And again, I'm not super worried about getting these two done because we'll get them done in the next playthrough.
You worry too much, brother.
I think a kidnapping is good cause for concern. I was so worried about you I nearly fainted.
Had that not happened, I would have never been allowed to join the professor's class. Even from something so dire, some good did come of it.
That is a dangerous attitude. This world is full of peril. You must be more vigilant. Please understand, I allowed you to enroll here only because I thought it best for your safety.
I am very much aware of that. You wanted to speak to me of something?
Yes, my dear little sister. You are kind beyond all measure, and you are the very picture of innocence. But precisely because of these very fine qualities, I worry about your interactions with the others here. The youths of our army are particularly eccentric. As your brother, it is my duty to help you with any concerns you may have.
I do appreciate the offer, but all the students and professors have treated me exceptionally well.
Even so, there must be at least some worry. Please, you need not conceal anything from me.
You worry far too much. There is truly nothing to share, and nothing for you to fret over.
Are you absolutely sure? The idea of you suffering in silence is unbearable to me.
Enough! I made it clear that nothing is wrong. I stand by my word. Well, there is one concern that comes to mind.
What is it? Tell me. I will help however I can.
There is a certain somebody who seems determined to get in the way of my friendships with my classmates.
Here we go.
What? That's horrible. Fear not. I will handle this scoundrel for you. Just tell me his name.
It is you, brother. Now then, I must be on my way.
It's like the Pikachu meme.
What's Flame getting at just now? Let's see, I was speaking to her. I asked her to share her concerns, and was there something else? No matter. Fear not, Flame. Your brother will protect you from all harm.
What a lovely brother. Alright, so that's Flame. Okay, so Manuela. Alright, Lorenz, that's it. Okay, so moving on. Shamir, Claude, Cyril, and Hilda. Okay, so how much time do we have? We're at 24 minutes, perfect. Let's do Claude's, because A, we can go in order, and B, Claude is the one I'm the most concerned with when it comes to these supports, right? So I think we'll finish up all of Claude's, and then we'll wrap up the episode. The next episode we'll start the mission. And then, like I said, once we do, like, you know, some explorations and stuff, we'll kind of go back and forth with these supports. Do a few, do something else, do a few, do something else, etc. to kind of break it up a little bit. Alright, so let's do Claude. I'm going to mark all these off real fast, and then we'll watch them all. So, Claude and Lycithia, completely done. Marianne, and Hilda. and then Shamir. So the only people Claude needs to get support with now is Flame and Balthus, right? And Flame has 2 arrows, so technically that should be 2 if it's like Leonie's. And okay, so kick things off with Lycithia.
Strategically speaking, if I poised an archer to lie in wait here, and then lured the enemy in over here.
Lycithia, are you up late studying again?
I am, but I don't see how it's any of your business.
Look, you don't need to work yourself so hard. You're already as skilled as they come.
What have Lycithia listed twice? Did I actually mess something up? Hold on. I may have written Lycithia's down twice. I'll have to look at that once we're done with this one.
There aren't many people out there who can match you. Everyone knows that.
I apologize for my sharpness. I just feel pressured.
Why would you, of all people, feel pressured?
I place a lot of personal pressure on myself. I need to become as strong as possible to put my parents at ease.
When I met with Count Ordelia before, he said you were his pride and joy. But he also said his only concern was that you might be pushing yourself too hard. If you really want to make your parents happy, surely you should start by taking care of yourself.
That's true.
Then it's settled. Get some rest. Save your energy for tomorrow's battle.
You really are very mature, Claude, despite the impression you give off. And I clearly have plenty of growing to do. I probably don't have much room to come down on you for harping on me.
Oh, really? Does that mean you won't get mad if I treat you like a child from now on?
That is absolutely not what I said. Just after you finally earned a small degree of respect from me, too.
Hey, just think about it for a second. You're the only one in the world I treat like this. That means you're a pretty special person to me.
You think I'm special?
Take it however you like. Or maybe the thought is too much for a kiddo like you.
How dare you?
God, don't do anything you might regret. I don't want to be turned to dust.
I'm feeling generous, so I'll let you off easy this one time.
Well, that's good of you. All joking aside, go get yourself some shut-eye, okay? After all, if you don't hurry up, the boogeyman might come out and eat you.
All right, buddy, you asked for it.
Fun little interaction. Okay, so let me... Did I actually mix up Lorenz and Lycithia? Somehow? No, there's Lorenz right there. Raphael? Right there. Ignatz, and then Lycithia. Let me look at Lycithia's again real quick, because I might have to make some changes here. I made a mistake. So her and Claude are done. Let me cross that off. How did I manage that? Let's see, her and Lorenz are done. Raphael will be done when we watch that. We won't watch that just yet. So I'm not going to mark it off just yet. Felix. We still got one more left with Felix. Hahnemann, we have 2 left. Cyril, we technically have 2 because he has a little arrow. The double arrows. Balthus, 1 left. Ignatz, she has 1 with as well. Okay. I'm not sure why I have that second Lycithia there, but I do. Guess we'll figure that out later if I accidentally replaced her with somebody else on the list. No big deal. Okay. So back to Claude. We have a few more to watch here. We have Marianne.
Oh, do you have an itch back there? I guess you can't scratch it on your own, can you?
Hi, Marianne.
Oh, Claude. It's just you.
Sorry, I know you're in the middle of an important discussion with Dorte, but could I talk to you?
About what?
It's about this thing you think you're burdened with. I've tried to guess what it is.
Please don't. This is making me a little uncomfortable.
There's no reason to feel uncomfortable. It's not like I plan on saying it aloud. But if my guess is correct, there's something I want to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Fine. I will listen.
Once upon a time, in a faraway place.
What the? Are you telling me a story?
What the?
Just listen. Once upon a time, in a faraway place, there was a young boy. This boy came from a despised lineage. In short, his mother was a daughter of the enemy. So the young boy was treated horribly by everyone around him. He hadn't done anything wrong. Everyone hated him simply for existing, yelling, fighting back, explaining himself. Nothing he did could change his situation. When he was finally old enough, he ran far away from home. He escaped.
It sounds to me like he had no choice. I would have done the same had it been me.
Thing is, after he ran away, he still found himself in the very same position. People in the outside world hated him for where he came from.
Well, now that's...
The boy thought he had no place to go. All he could do was destroy the boundary between the inside and the outside worlds.
Destroy the boundaries?
Right. If there was no outside and inside, just one side to share, then the people outside wouldn't have a reason to hate him anymore, right? It wouldn't be easy, but if he managed it, he could shrug off that burden. The point is, people are born with burdens to carry. That much is undeniable. But whether they bind us or we cast them aside, that's...
I wonder if the story he's telling her is the one, his own story, perhaps.
So I think you should try to cast yours aside, Marianne. Put that heavy burden down. It's time.
But I don't know if I can do it.
It's okay. I'm here for you. We're the same, and I can help you.
The same? Claude, we have nothing in common.
Hey, did you see that, Dorte? Your friend just smiled at me.
Thank you for sharing your story. I suppose I could try casting aside burden, as you say. We can try together.
Let's do that. And when we're free, we can change the whole world.
There we go. Alright, Claude and Hilda.
I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities. Claude, take my mind off it all. Regale me with another of your weird childhood stories.
Okay, then. How about an old story from a foreign land that my dad told me when I was a kid? Once upon a time, there was a white camel that got separated from his herd.
I'm so happy for that white camel. I really thought he was gonna die.
Jeez, Claude's one hell of a storyteller.
Was that story really worth bawling your eyes out over?
It was wonderful. Don't you know how moving that story is?
You know, I never thought much of it until today. But seeing you bawling like that, I do appreciate it a little more now.
What's that mean?
Well, you're always fake crying, aren't you? Getting all misty-eyed to make people think you're a delicate flower?
What? You're awful. I only cry when I'm sad.
Claim what you like, but I can spot real tears from fake tears any day of the week. Fess up.
Busted.
If you understand me so well, maybe it's because you're no different.
How's that?
When you smile or laugh, it's not sincere. I can tell. I've only seen you genuinely smile a handful of times. Like when you're talking to the professor.
Wow, good one, Hilda. You hit me right in the gut. I guess you're right. I'm not so different from you in that way. But how did you come to realize that? Have you been watching me that closely?
I'm afraid so. My eyes seem to wander toward you of their own accord. Hold on. Forget I said that. I didn't say that.
Nope, no can do. Forgetting isn't something this crafty brain of mine is capable of. Besides, my eyes have a tendency to wander in your direction too. How else do you think I found out about your fake crying?
Huh? What are you getting at?
Say, Hilda, once everything's settled down, do you want to come meet my parents? I mean, don't get the wrong idea, you just seem interested in my family. Besides, you've opened up to me quite a bit, but I still haven't let you in on my own secrets. If you meet my parents, I think you'll understand, though it might come as a bit of a surprise.
Your family? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious.
Well then, if neither of us changes our minds before the opportunity presents itself, let's agree to go visit my home together.
Although, if it's a long journey, my brother might not be too happy.
True, that might be a tough nut to crack. As tough as Fodlan's locket.
Alright, one last one with Claude, and that is Shamir.
Do you remember this place? This is where your dagger almost took my nose off.
Ah, yes. The poisonous spider.
You really
I remember
scared me
that.
senseless back then. I thought I was about to die.
I would not take a life without reason.
Ever since then, I've been intrigued by you. Somehow, I keep returning to this spot.
Claude is interested in all these women. Claude, pick one, damn it.
For a nap, I'm sure.
You see right through me, don't you? But it's true that I think about you a lot. What are you gonna do once the war is over? Have you decided on your next place to belong?
I haven't given it much thought.
Will you go back to Dagda?
There was no one waiting for me there, and no reason to hurry back. Besides, I've grown accustomed to the nomadic lifestyle. I can make do wherever I find myself. Though, I may be interested in visiting Almyra.
Almyra? That's a bit out of nowhere.
It's as far from my homeland as possible. That's reason enough for me. And you? Where will you go?
Oh, I haven't decided anything just yet. But if you're heading to Almyra, maybe I should pay a visit to Dagda.
Why would you do that?
Because it's where you grew up. That certainly warrants a look. And once we've both seen our fill, how about we plan to meet back up somewhere in Fodlan?
And do what?
We can tell each other where we're headed next. Who knows, we might find ourselves belonging in the same place again. Though if we do, I hope it'll turn out to be more permanent than this temporary coincidence.
We can decide where we belong when we get there.
True. The future's more fun when you don't know what it holds. I look forward to finding out, Shamir.
Claude is a charmer. That's for sure. Alright guys, well that's going to be the end of today's episode. I know it's a support-filled episode, but it must be done. Next episode, like I said, we'll start our mission here. Attack Fort Mercius. And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Maverick Daniels. Bidding you farewell, peace, and one love. Bang!